Well, it's that time again. Outer Points Productions is about to go live with another Knockout Challenge match. Join me, Little Cheddar, and my guest live at the Varsity Club in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, as we will be delivering some of the best mediocre commentary in the business. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the match, and don't forget to jump in the chat and say hello. Please take the time to subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit that like button, and share it with all your friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you right after this word from our fabulous sponsors.
Dumper Dan's charter fishing fleet in the Port of Sheboygan is Wisconsin's proven charter fishing leader, running the most trips and catching the most fish. Enjoy great fishing for trout and salmon aboard one of our 6 fully equipped modern charter boats with experience and professional crews. See why Dumper Dan's is the most popular name in the industry. We offer fishing and lodging packages featuring the best in riverfront condos and hotel accommodations. Half or 3/4 day trips available, so call to make your reservations today or log on to dumperdan.com. Dumper Dan's charter fishing fleet, Wisconsin's proven charter fishing leader.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Outer Points Productions Knockout Challenge Studios, located here in the Varsity Club in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. I am Dale Little Cheddar Lorenz. Thank you for tuning in this afternoon. It's an early afternoon match, as a matter of fact. I don't think I've ever done one at 2 o'clock before. Well, during the week. We have, I'll tell you what, it's going to be really hard to beat last night's match, but hopefully these guys are going to kick it up a notch and bring us a little bit excitement today as well. So we've got Kee Vang and Bob Schingen, better known as Res Penguin Power, on Facebook. Yeah, he's actually been on the stream, I think, once before. So this is going to be a good match again. We have the winner is guaranteed $575. So this is a big match for the final 16. So winner moves on to the quarterfinals with an opportunity at $8,400. So sit back, relax. Thanks for hiding out at work in your wherever you may be. I mean, Roger Pregler obviously not doing anything at work today, just like Kyle Vertel, in here playing pool. Must be nice. Anyway, it's a rainy day in Wisconsin. There's no better place to be than sitting back and watching live stream. Enjoy the show, and I'll be right back in the booth as soon as I get the players to leg. Justin Ellingson first in the chat saying perfect time and rain is starting to come down. That's a good thing, Justin. Because if it was going up, I think I'd be really concerned. Sorry, my bad. Isn't it terrible? A guy that laughs at his own jokes. That wasn't me laughing, but. All right. Scratch on the very first break. Good afternoon, Mike Bonnell. Got a bit of a system coming up from the south, so if it holds together, you'll be getting it in a couple of hours as well. Roger Pregler, obviously sitting in the office doing nothing again today. What's going on, Peyton Foltz? It's not Cheddar and Company, it's just Cheddar today. I could imagine last night after the match, how the players feel on. I felt so bad for Todd, missing an 8 ball to extend to a shootout. Not easy to take, but man, did he handle it with class. But from a player's perspective, losing some sleep from the excitement of winning or the defeat of losing, whatever the case may be, man, I didn't get to sleep. It was such an exciting match till like 3 o'clock in the morning. My brain just wouldn't shut off. So it's like I'm right back here where I left off last night. I'm sure you are, Adam. Pete Beshta, what are you doing today? Thank you for the like and the share. Peyton, I almost want to tell you who ended up winning last night, but then that would probably stop you from going back to watching it, and then I would get one less view on my YouTube channel. But seeing as how there's 21 in the chat, I think I'll get it. So we ended up 3-2. Gretchen was up in 10 ball. I forgot exactly what happened prior to the 7 ball. I can't remember. Anyway, Todd had the 7, 8, 9 left on the table, I think, or 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it was, to extend the match to a shootout for the first time. Made the 6, made the 7, and missed the 8 ball in the Vincent Didio Memorial pocket, of course. And Gretchen proceeded to run out to the rest of the rack to take the victory. So I'll tell you what, that girl shot really well. She is going to be tough to beat. But as I mentioned, some of the jump shots that Todd made last night were just incredible. Very impressive. It was, and no disrespect to anybody else that has played on the stream before, but that goes down in history for me as one of my all-time favorite matches last night. Hey, the Vincent Didio Memorial Pocket strikes again. Pete, where do you shoot pool on Wednesdays? Is that the afternoon league at Matt Apple? I can't remember what day they play summer league. I think it's Wednesday, right? But going back to last night's match, one of my favorite parts of the match was after it was over. So you look at the very end after the congratulatory handshake and everything. Todd just, stood there and was the consummate sportsman and really congratulated Gretchen on the way that she shot, and it was great to see. All right, Bob, not getting the shape that he wanted on any of the balls, decides to play safe, but leaving Kee with a pretty basic jump shot, but it does make it a little bit challenging getting on the 9 ball. It's possible, but all right. Pockets the ball, but has a tough shot on the 9. Wow. Unbelievable. That makes the 9 and scratches in the corner. That's brutal. That was a tough shot, too. Good afternoon, Patrick Carlson. What's happening? All right, good shot on the 4 and leaves himself almost dead straight into the side pocket for the opening game. Indeed. All right, so while we're waiting on... I'm going to wait for Bob to move out of the way. There we go. And I'll put it up there. Here are the match rules and the format. 8-ball race to 4, 9-ball race to 5. Those are the first 2 sets. If one player wins both of the first 2 sets, the match is complete. If not, we are going to go to a third set, which is a race to 4, 10-ball. Not much really to go over for 8-ball. 9-ball, there is no 9-ball breaks. Actually, both rotation games. No 9-ball or 10-ball breaks. All right, I'll get back to that. We'll let Bob shoot. All those words are probably in his way right now. Good afternoon, Tom. I think I would have actually taken solids if I was Bob. But elected to go with stripes. He obviously has a plan. Probably, going to have to get on the short side of the 11 ball. The 14 is not easy to get to either. That's kind of why I would have taken solids, but the 2 is difficult to get to for solids as well. Tries to force it over. Does have a shot, but not an easy one. That's kind of weird. The 11 ball ended up almost in the same spot that it was. Good afternoon, Fong. Good morning. Fong, what time did you go to bed? Or what time did you get up? We're 2 hours and 20 minutes into the afternoon already, buddy. What's new in your world, Fong? Oi! There is another forced attempt at pocketing a ball. And the table said, no, thank you. Have a seat. Good afternoon, Gary Crows. Great safety by Bob. Great save. Well played. I hear you, Fong. Boy. We're in the same shoes, Fong. Uh-oh. No hit for Key. All right, opportunity for Bob to go up 2-0. Fong, I didn't get to bed till 3 o'clock myself. Lots of work to do. Preparation for Midwest KO Challenge. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. UPL. Today feels like Groundhog Day. Not a lot of cue ball movement on that shot for Bob, which is ideal. The simpler, the better. Came up a little bit short on that one. This is going to be a challenge. This cue ball is going to, he can make the cut, I believe, in the corner, but this cue ball is going to be flying. If it doesn't go in the side, there's a good chance it may go down in the corner. I think I would have rather gone for that shot and hoped to get some kind of a result, because now Key can actually put him in a worse position for the 12 and not have any shot at all. And that may happen for quite some time in this rack until, well, if Key gets ball in hand. Interesting. Kind of left Bob with a decent bank here. He could actually even try to cut it in the side as well. I kind of like the bank just because I think it's easier to get a shot on the 8 that way versus the cut in the side. We've seen you play, Fong. We know you like to move the cue ball. Plays the bank. Yep. That's kind of what I was thinking. That and ends up with a good shot on the 8-ball. Well played. And drills the 8-ball. 2-0. All right, Bob pocketing a solid. But I don't believe he has much to shoot at for solids. And misses the 9. Leaving Key with maybe a shot on the 9-ball if he so chooses to take stripes. It is still open. I think now I would definitely be taking solids. The only one he's got to worry about is getting that 2-ball out of there. And that's doable, given where the 4 is. So he's got a shot on the 6-ball, and I think that would be my first shot. Yep, me too, Fong. Fong, how many days a week are you still, or how many tournaments are you running at Mad Apple versus your days at Roadhouse? Wait, it's Roadhouse. Wait. What's the steakhouse you work at? Texas Roadhouse, right? Ah, I did not know that. Sorry to hear that. Ah. Great attempt on getting that 2 ball out of there. Just didn't get past that 11 ball. Now he's in a bit of trouble. I think I would... Ooh. He may have the angle to... Let's see a power draw out of a $4.99 Fargo. Here it comes. I like it. Hit it, hit it. What a great shot. What a fabulous shot by Kee Vang. That's beautiful. That may be a rack-winning shot there. Now he can just float into the 5 ball, or pocket the 5 ball, float up a little bit, and should have himself a pretty decent angle for the 2 ball. I don't like that. He could have almost accomplished something even better, just lightly hitting that in. That could have gotten really ugly. I tell you what, Key is really good at keeping his composure between shots. Oh, goodness. Such a fabulous out at that point. And overcuts the 8 ball. Just by a little. Yeesh. But I don't think he left Bob with much of anything to shoot at. Unless this 14 goes past the 10. It doesn't look like it from here. He may have to play the... He could play a 2-way shot here. Play the 15-11 combo. And keep the cue ball right behind the 14. Great shot. Great shot. So now it's a matter of Bob getting on this 13 ball. All right, gives that 14 a little bit of a nudge, and now I think that's going to give him the right angle to come 2 rails to get onto the 13. Oh, boy. Came up a little bit short, but not the worst. I'll tell you, if he decides to play this in the side versus all the way down, there's a good chance he's going to leave this on the table. I think he did call it all the way down. That's the right shot. That is a horrible angle to play this ball on the side. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that ball fell. The old three-railer. I am very surprised that that went down. Normally that pocket will hang. Oh, and it skids. Overcuts it just a smidge. The pocket giveth, and the pocket taketh away. Wow. What a huge break for Kee. Fong, what do you think we should call it? I think we'd have to name all of the pockets at some point. Let's call it the Fong Wen pocket. And then we could when it goes in and when it doesn't. Fong Wen. And we'll spell it Nguyen. Those are potential major turning points in a match like this. Instead of Bob being up 3-0 in a race to 4, that could be all the difference that Kee needed to take this first set. Got a long ways to go, but you get over that hump of winning the first game. Well, once we get down to the quarterfinals of this tournament, because then there's 4 matches. Well, it's a total of 7 matches. And once we get to the quarterfinals of 2.1, which is after the next round, And then I think we might already do it for the Scotch doubles. But if you remember back a couple of months ago, I had a sponsor on each pocket. So every time that the winning ball was pocketed in the sponsor's pocket, that sponsor donated X amount of dollars. So I'd like to do that again for a lot of these finals match or semifinals, quarterfinals, finals, so on. And donate it all to our Ronald McDonald fundraiser again this year. Adam, if I end up taking a pocket myself, then I am going to pick the Vincent Didio Memorial pocket. That'll be my donation pocket. Fong, that is going to be August 23rd. Whew, excuse me. As a matter of fact, I can't believe I didn't put the flyers up there last night. Mm-hmm. All right, another scratch for Key. Giving Bob ball in hand, but he's got a whole bunch of things tied up here, so he's going to have to move something around. Decides to play safety. Fong, what is your current Fargo by chance? Good afternoon, Glenn Sagert. Derek Sitzman back in the chat. Well, then don't be mad at me, Fong. We'd love to have you part of the Ronald McDonald, but I'll put it up there after this game. We've got 2 tournaments. Actually, we have 5 tournaments all in one, all in the same day. Hey, good afternoon, Dave Stafford. How are you? As well as Meej Vaj. Good afternoon. Derek Sitzman, third shift does suck. I did that in Kiel for about a year. Messes up all your days, screws up your sleep pattern. Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of games, Fong. It's been a tough rack for both of these guys. Nobody wants to budge on getting that apart down there. And that miss does make it a little bit better for Kee, but not really. He'd have to go for a wild bank, and I'm not even sure that would go anywhere. So now he's going to have to try and draw into the 2-ball and hopefully come out with a shot. And then getting to the 8-ball isn't easy either. All right. He got himself in position for a bank shot. And he could possibly draw into the short side of the 8-ball. This, if successful, could be one hell of an out. Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful. Makes it. Oh, no, not again. Not again. Plays 2 just incredible shots. And has it, don't get me wrong, that was very difficult, but That's a couple of times where he's missed the 8-ball. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Dave Siri. I mean, that's all he does is play pool. I believe he's single. And plays all the cue it up stops. Plays everywhere, all the time. Oh, Fong. The reason I said don't be mad is because the cutoff. I'll put the flyer up there after this game for Ronald McDonald. There's actually quite a few flyers. I just got them done the other day, so I'll show you what's going to be happening. Oh boy! So Bob misses a bunny and gives Key another shot at this 8-ball in the same pocket. I don't think he's going to miss it this time. There's the commentator's curse. Makes it 2-2. Another big swing. All right, Key. Sorry, Fong. Here's what I was talking about. This is the 550 and under 8-ball. There's only 24 players. And I don't even know. I don't think these are even up for a release yet. But if you want to, you can still contact Taylor Collar and just give him a bunch of crap just for the hell of it. Why not? $70 entry, 20 goes to the Ronald McDonald. This is pretty much the same as last year and the year before. We're not going to be having 625 and under or 650 and under, whatever it was. We had 6 players where you could it was kind of like a chip tournament, more or less, to raise money as well. We're not going to do that this year because there's a lot going on. Then the other one looks the same, but it's not. That's the 550. Oh, did I? Crap. Never mind. I'll get to that one. We'll get back to the match just a second. Then we have a dart tournament as well. Partners, luck of the draw. 32 teams. Then we have a cornhole tournament. Bags, $50 entry. Bring your own partner. Bring your own bags. So we'll get into that a little bit later on. I got to get that other flyer. The other one is a $4.99 and under tournament, pool tournament. Key did make a stripe. Actually, I think two stripes on the break, but has not designated his balls of choice yet. Yep. Fong, everybody will believe that too. You know, especially playing in Oshkosh, so far away from Mad Apple. Everybody will believe you're from Washington. And nobody knows what you look like either, so come on down. All right, while he is deciding what to take, this is the other pool tournament. This one is going to be 32 players. $4.99 and under 8-ball, same race for 3, same entry, so on and so forth. All right, Key decided to take solids. I think that's a good choice. Peyton Foltz, you are correct. 550 and under, 499 darts, bags, and cribbage. I don't have the cribbage flyer done yet, and we're not 100% positive that's going to happen. We're still working with someone that can run it. Also, if everybody knows Joel Vermilio, worked at Mad Apple or was manager at Mad Apple for quite some time, is also a DJ. So he is going to DJ inside. And also, this is a big Ronald McDonald House charity this year. We are looking to hopefully raise 20 grand. Never been done before. I think 12,000 was our highest. Let me pull that flyer up. Fong, you've got yourself a bet. I would let's get together and do that. I will play you in cribbage any day of the week. That is one of my favorite games. Let me know when. Okay, good question. Justin Ellenson, could you do pool tournament and the cribbage tournament? I don't know. Highly unlikely, just for the simple fact that if you look at the grand scheme of everything, we've got 24 players in the 550 and under, 32 players in the 499 and under. So we got 32, 24, 56 players in that. You look at the flyers. 56, 32 teams would be another 64 people in the dart tournament. 32 teams in the cornhole, that's another 64 players. Probably not. That would be a logistical nightmare, I think, trying to schedule that. You're on, Fong. Yes, Peyton. The cornhole tournament is going to be outside in the back parking lot, in the secondary parking lot. So we're going to try to use up as least amount of space as possible. This is what else is happening that night. Everybody knows Lyle Gable and his band called Free Time. We're not 100% positive this is going to happen because of zoning. I still have to get with the manager, Matt, on this. I'm not sure what the question is out there. So the reason I just stepped out of the booth, I was very, I don't know if anybody else was paying attention, but I was very curious as to what happened there because Bob kicked at his 15 ball and got a good hit, but felt that he did not, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but called a foul on himself. But it was not a foul. He did get a good hit, so I just bowed out and didn't say a word after that. We'll let them work it out, but it was not a foul. But Peyton, tell him to come on down and keep your eyes peeled over the next couple of streams. Once I get all of this solidified with management and get everything done or set with the directors, we're having a different director for each. Well, obviously the pool is going to be Taylor Collar. Cornhole, I think, is Corey Peterson's brother, or I'm not sure who that is. Eric Korb was helping with the cornhole at one point. I don't think he can make it, though. Anyway, there's a lot going on. Chris Sandberger. Wait a second. Okay, it's spelled Sandberger. Is that Chris Green? Is that Chris Green tuning in from work, not doing anything again? What's happening, John Wilquet? Good afternoon. Uh-oh. This is not good for Key. I think he just hooked himself again. It was very close. I don't know if he can see that 6 ball. And even if he can, getting to the 7 is not going to be a treat either. Chris, put another G in Sandbagger, you goofball. Yeah, he could not see it. So, left Bob with a shot on the 12. I'm not sure if he can see enough of this 14 ball to pocket it in the side. That 8 is really close. Looks like he's going to play the 12. Tyler, there is not. This is the only match today. Actually, I'm going to put my schedule up there in just a couple seconds. Oh, my goodness. Another one where Key could have actually taken the lead in this match, or in this set, I should say. Well, in the match, because it's still the beginning. But, nope. Bringing Bob back to the table again for another opportunity to regain the lead. Been a tough match for both of these guys so far. Bunch of struggles. Not yet, Tyler. Not today. I am going to bite my tongue on that. Actually, Derek, they're not as bad as what it looks like on TV. You have to hit them clean, but if you play them with pocket speed, they'll go in. Good shot by Bob. Opportunity for being on the hill if he can pocket this 8 ball. And does so. All right, Bob reaches the hill first. Here is the upcoming schedule. I'll leave it up there if anybody wants to take a screenshot or whatever and mark your calendars. That would be awesome. But tomorrow, there is a match at 3 o'clock and 6:30. And I'll be putting the flyers up there in just a little bit. Then I'm taking the Friday and Saturday and actually most of the weekend off. I need some family time. So we're going to go out, do some boating, and just hang out together. My wife just retired, and we actually like spending time together, believe it or not. Then next week, we're doing it all over again. 2.1 on Sunday, 1.4 at 6:30 on Monday, 2.1 again, and that's the new round, round 3, 2, 3, 2. Yeah, round 2. And the 25th actually is probably going to be booked as well. Lyle Gable and Tim Volkman might be playing on that night. We'll see how that works out. And that's going to wrap up most of June. Don't forget, too, on Sunday the 29th at 6 o'clock, Tyler and Margaret and myself and 7 other folks are going to do a exhibition match for the UPL League. So get back to the match. Unsuccessful break. That's why I didn't hurry back over. That is the very first shot of this game. Key electing to take solids, which is probably a really good choice given where that 12 ball is, right by the side pocket, because that is nasty. Much better, Chris Green. Oh, it's even got a little picture on there. I can't see what the picture is, but Tyler, I don't know if I want I don't know if I want to keep giving it away, but man, I would honestly, Tyler, I would go back and watch the end of last night's match. It was really good. I thought for sure, without a doubt. I even had Jesse Crook in the booth with me at the end to teach him how to just press a couple of buttons to do the shootout. And it didn't happen. So the short of it is Gretchen won. Hell of a match. And hats off to Todd Yari. Just the epitome of good sportsmanship. Chris, let's talk about that tomorrow for tomorrow's match. You're going to be here co-commentating later on. Get the boats out. Ooh, we might be going hill. Definitely in Kee's hands. Left himself in perfect position to just float forward on this 3. Probably end up playing the 3 and the 8 in the same pocket. Peyton Foltz, do I ever plan on going back to the long race format? No. Peyton, are you talking about the spinning the wheel and everything? Yet you don't, Tyler, you don't have to listen to the commentary. You do realize that, right? Your mute button doesn't work, or what's the problem? I can't forget the sorry. What you just said reminded me of somebody that posted a comment on Facebook last night that I laughed. I chuckled to myself. I'm going to go back and see if I can find it. Well, I'm not going to give Kee the commentator's curse, but he's not been successful with these 8-balls. So I think this one's going to go in, though. Dead center. All right. Hill. Why not? Love it. This is the way last night's match started out. Yeah. So, Peyton, I'm kind of done with the wheel. That's going to get retired after Scotch doubles is finished. I really like this format because it's exciting from beginning to end. Even though, and it still is a long race if you look at it. Obviously not one full same game, but it still is a minimum of a race to 9. And if you do go to a third set, then basically it's a race to, let's see, that'd be 13. 9 plus 4. Yep, 13. Mm-hmm. The only issue I had with the long races is the operative word there is long. Some of the matches were I'm trying to be politically correct. Ridiculously long. I mean, just way out of hand. And I get it. There's a lot of money on the line. The prestige, the trophies, everything else. But for matches to go 6, 7.5 hours, there was one that went almost 8 hours at Vibes, is ridiculous. I don't have. I don't want to spend 10 hours basically for one match because I'm always here hour and a half or 2 hours prior to every match to make sure that everything is set up because there's quite a bit to do. The issue is, and then another half hour, 45 minutes after the match. So when you got an 8-hour match in those long races, yeesh. Some of these matches are going to, and this was the idea behind the new format. Tim Stockinger, Dan Welch kind of thought of this collectively and then presented it to me, and I love it because 8-ball is that's kind of the dagger when it comes to slow play. Rotation is obviously a faster game. So incorporating all three of them together it will speed things up, and it has. There's been a couple of long matches, but not nearly as bad as what they were before. And some of these matches actually have been done in less than an hour and a half. That's spectacular. Chris kind of hit the nail on the head too. And I'd like to get more comfortable chairs. They're not bad, but yeah, to sit in these for 10 hours. No disrespect to any of the players. That's never my intention, but that's a little bit too long. And kind of what Peyton said, yeah, the final. Prisoner Holden. That's not good for Kee. Time to play safe if I was him. Nope, not going to do that either, Adam. Nope. You know, if I have been asked if I would do a just a rotation, but there's so many players that like 8-ball in the Valley, or actually all around Wisconsin, that's why 8-ball, all three games, I mean, obviously other than one pocket and straight pool, and but it brings in all three disciplines. But I was asked the question if I would do a Scotch doubles rotation, rotation Scotch doubles. And that's definitely something I'm going to look into. Do like another 12-10 just rotation, no 8-ball. Maybe I don't know. I'm not going to say no, Adam, but good afternoon, Al Holden. I'm still laughing at the prisoner Holden comment. Got the break on his 14 ball, but didn't do him a lot of good. Not much for Bob to shoot at here. Good afternoon, Tim Armbruster. Good afternoon to you as well, Al Holden. Oh, I said that already. Never mind. Kind of what Chris, the sandbagger, just said. That's why I like keeping all the disciplines in play. You know, if this was a 9-foot table, I would definitely make it just 9-ball and 10-ball. But 8-ball bar table is, I mean, that's the history of Wisconsin pool. Can't leave that out. We know, Adam. Tim, Mr. Armbruster, how's your recovery going from your gallbladder surgery? I had a full frontal lobotomy 2 years ago, and it did not take. Oh, I'm sorry, Adam. Yeah, let me get that for you. Here you go. It's kind of like this set, right? I mean, things have definitely slowed down. You know, the pace has we're just creeping along right now. And I understand because this game is of the utmost importance. I mean, obviously, if your game is 8-ball and you're not that great at rotation, you obviously want to win this first set. And I think I might be mistaken, but I think Kee is more of a rotation player as well. So if he can get these last 4 balls, and rotation is his game, he might have the ability to end this set or end this match in 2 sets. Yikes. It's no fun getting old, my friend Tim. I tell you, I'd like to get a hernia repair because there's a lot of pains in my asses I'd like to get rid of. All right, 1 ball. Either with a ton of inside English and try to slow it down, or down and back. And I actually prefer the down and back because of where the 1 is located. It's really hard to, I mean, unless you try to. It's basically just straight follow. Maybe a hair of inside English, but all right. He has taken the route of what the table gives him. This 8-ball to kind of come from behind and take the first set. Oh, my goodness. And rattles again. Good afternoon, Rick Chamberlain. I don't invite you anymore, Mike. What? Every time I invite you, you got something else going on. Don't give me that. Oh, jeepers. Nobody wants to win this first game. That was a huge opportunity missed by Kee, and even bigger opportunity by Bob. Tom Jeffers, I will get those flyers up there in just a second. Do. What do you do in this situation if you are Kee Vang? Good afternoon, Dan Vogel. How are you on this rainy Wednesday? Are you crazy, Chris Green? Well, never mind. We already know the answer. Bob with another opportunity to win this first set, and not an easy one. Even if he pockets this 14, he is not going to be guaranteed a shot on this 9. Because there is... Oh, boy. That was not the best attempt. That was kind of a pop stroke, quit halfway through something. No idea. All right, while he is figuring out what he wants to do, let me show you what's coming up tomorrow. Answer your question, Tom Jeffers, at 3:30. I actually think it's 3 o'clock, but I'll have to double check on that. Might be 3:30. We've got Jordan Olson and yours truly, or not yours truly, one of the gentlemen in the chat, Mr. Dan Vogel. And then after that, at 6:30, that time I know is right, we've got Marshall Williams and Tom Lemire. So, all kinds of good action tomorrow. What's going on, Ding? Good afternoon. Uh-oh. That is not what Key wanted to leave, Bob. You can tell the nerves are creeping in. Both of these players at the beginning of the match, like the first 4 games, 3-4 games somewhere, were fast and loose and pocketing balls. Bob was on fire and has really, you see it all the time. This is not good shape for that 14. It's still makeable, of course, but he could have left himself a lot better off of that 9. And it's the pressure of, if he misses this shot, it's, never mind. Oh, my gosh. That is not going to scratch, is it? Nope. Okay. Set number 1 comes down to this 8 ball. All right, let's play some 9 ball. All right, race to 5-9 ball coming up. Got our first 9-ball break. And it does not count. Got a miscue. I don't know if you heard that from home. Or wherever you're watching from. My apologies. I'm in the middle of trying to send some stuff to the boss here at the Varsity Club. And no, that is not Roger Pregler. This looks like a good start for Kee Vang if he can navigate these last 3 balls. Yep, gets off the rail. That is definitely going to be helpful. I think I would just float forward and play the 9 in the opposite corner. And he does exactly that. So to take game number 1, center pocket. All right, Key off to a 1-0 lead in the 9 ball. I will be right back, folks. I have to go and chat with the owner. Okay. Back in the chair. So that everybody is prepared as well, and I'll make a bit of an announcement, or try to at some point. We're going to be doing some more jersey giveaways and a couple of other things when we get down to the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and finals of all these matches. Just a fun thing to do. All right, Key has called a push. Feel free to comment on that if your name is Peyton Foltz or Tyler Tilts or any of the guys that were watching the other night. Almost got the shape he needed. So if you haven't been watching, this is match number 4 of 8 for the final 16, not the quarterfinals yet. Then we've got round 2 of 2.1, which is in, we've got 8 players. Started with 16, so we've got 8 players left. So those 4 matches, and we'll be doing jersey giveaways once we get down to the final 4. Then, of course, Scotch doubles. 6 teams left, 3 matches. Not sure how I'm going to do that one yet. Then I got to come up with a format for the round robin. Should make them all play UPL 8-ball. Dan Vogel, it sure was. And I had mentioned to quite a few other people too. It's one of my top 5 matches of all time on my channel. That was really an enjoyable match. Yeah, there it is. Yep, the push safe. Great save. Great save by Kee. And that may have set up, if he so chooses, a 3-9 combination. So I think at worst what I would do is if Bob feels like he cannot get a good hit on this 3-ball, I would find a way to get that 9 out of the path of the 3-9 combo. Yeah, Peyton, those push safes are those are a fickle beast. Not many people know how to play the push safe. All right, let's see if Kee decides to take it or goes for the run out. What would you do at home? I know what Chris Green would do. He'd be riding this 9 all day. All right. You would have not run out, Chris. I'd be lying. Oh, yeah, then missed the 9 in the... Yep. Oh, that's Adam. Yeah. Chris would have done the same. Fong definitely would have ran out. All right. 7 ball. Perfect for the 9 for a 2-0 lead. And obviously this is exactly what Kee needed. Failing to capitalize on the first set. Needing to win the second set. All right, nothing on the break. And came up about one roll short on a really good safe for Bob. We can definitely talk about that, Adam. You know what I mean. Boy, both outer points reach up and grab Bob Schingen by the ears, rattle both in between. And again. It's a rough pocket. Good afternoon, Andy Coons. Yikes. This is not what Key wanted for this 4-ball. Maybe he did. I doubt it, but. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in on this Wednesday wet afternoon. Uh-oh. 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 Oh, just fine. Good safety by Key, leaving him behind the 5. Tuning in all the way from North Carolina, Mr. Sean Knowles. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, go and check out Sean's channel. Just the way it's spelled on his stream name. Or chat name, I should say. And indeed it was last night. That was a lot of fun to watch. Well, that is now the shape that Bob wanted for this 5-ball. I can promise you that. Way too close to his work, and actually he does have one thing going for him. That 7-ball makes this pocket a lot bigger, but he's still going to have to find a way to get on the 6. So now he may have to... Oh, never mind. I thought the 5 fell. Okay, never mind. That little nudge definitely helped Bob. If he can hit this 6 thin enough and run into the 8 and make sure the 8 doesn't come back out and get in between the cue ball and the 7, should be able to get out this rack. Oh, my goodness. Hit. Oh, boy. Too thin and too pokey. That's a load of crap, Adam. Well, nobody wants to win this game. I think that was sarcasm there, grumpy one. You also have to consider the source. All right, makes the cut and has to come with another one. And this is doable. He's looking at it like it's brutally difficult, but it is not. Oy, and catches the outer point. Soon to be 3-0 Key. I'm going to go ahead and mark that one right away. Almost scratched in the side to prove me wrong. Very good question, Patrick Carlson. So, I have been trying several different ways of doing this, and unfortunately, so it's set up in Digital Pool that it automatically does report to Fargo, right? But if the tournament does not complete, and I'm not even sure how this works. I should probably research it myself, but does it get reported to Fargo after every match? Is, I guess, my question. Or when the tournament is complete. Herein lies the problem. So if it gets reported after every match, then yes, they're getting reported. If not, and it has to wait until the tournament is 100% complete, then they will not get reported. Do you know why? I'll tell you. Because of the redraw. So the way that I do it, there's nothing in the system that can accommodate the way I have the format running in the KO Challenge. So after each round, I would have to submit. I would have to make a separate tournament for 64 players. It just doesn't work, if that makes sense. I guess it's kind of hard to describe. But without being able to complete the entire tournament until the very end, I have to get rid of half the field every single time I do the redraw. So it makes it very difficult to get anything reported. So somebody's going to have to come up with a way to help me out. Or if there is even a way to do it. I don't think so. All right, so Adam says it has to wait until the tournament is completed to report. So that answers my question. There's no way for me to do that then because of the redraw. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Then they won't get reported to Fargo because I'm not going to change the format of the redraw. The funny thing about I like Fargo just because it's the best system that we have. My opinion. Is it flawless? No, absolutely not. Is it perfect? Nope, and there never will be one, no matter what. There is always going to be somebody that is going to try to cheat the system. Always. There's There's no way of getting around that. There's just schmucks out there everywhere. Which is sad, which is, why pool is in some of the situation that it is. And so besides that, even with a 64-player bracket, winning the tournament is winning, I think it's 7 matches, right? 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1. Yeah, 7. Well, actually, it would be 6 matches because it is single elimination. So even if with this field, like right now, in order to win the entire tournament, they only have to win 6 matches. The difference that would make in anybody's Fargo is not very significant. So, does it matter? Probably not. That's actually not a bad idea. Adam, is if I can reach out to, and I do have the contacts to do that, the names of the guys that are in charge, and I think, I don't know if they could make that happen, but eventually, I hope they'll almost have to, and the reason why I say that is, because Collins Newey from Post Up is doing this format. And maybe at some point, Sean Knowles, as you've seen in the chat, might be doing this format. 4-0. So maybe it'll catch on enough to where Digital Pool will step in and say, hey, all right, let's make this work for you guys. That'd be awesome. Let's go back to last night. And here's why this is relevant. This is almost a mirror image repeat because last night's match in the first set went hill, and Gretchen won 4-3. Let's say Gretchen is now Bob. The 9-ball, then we'll say that Kee Vang is now, or Todd Yari is now Kee Vang, ended up winning the 9-ball 5-0. So if Kee can rattle off this next game, this is literally a mirror image of last night, and then we're going to play some 10-ball. Yes, I agree, Sean. That's a good point. And also a very good point, Patrick. But the thing is with this tournament, I mean, they do have to have a minimum robustness of 200 in order to qualify to play in the Knockout Challenge Series. So that is one of the prerequisites. So is 6 matches going to dramatically change somebody that is over 200 robustness? It will change it. There's no doubt about it. But not significantly. Old school. Good afternoon. You and I both, and I think at least 90% of the viewers thought the same thing. Here's an opportunity for Kee to put this set away right now, if he so chooses. He can thin the 2-ball and try to pocket the 9 right now. He doesn't really have he could play the bank shot and kind of play a 2-way. Ooh, did not want to do that. I think Bob might be firing at this 2-9. He's got ball in hand. I think this is the smart decision, actually. The only difficulty is probably the 4 to the 5. And I think the reason that Bob's doing this is he has to find a way to get back in stroke for 10-ball. Because they're definitely going to be going to 10-ball. I doubt Bob's going to win this one and the next 4 before Kee wins 1. Uh-oh. He might not even win this one. Just put himself in bad position on this 4-ball. I mentioned old school. I mentioned early in the stream. I actually had Jesse Crook, teaching him what to do if I ended up having to go out to the table to handle the shootout last night. Sadly, it didn't happen. I'm ready for it today. At least I think I'm ready for it. Yep. We're going to play some 10-ball. And I will be right back. Players have requested a quick break. Granted. That way I can do the same myself. Let's play some 10-ball. Good afternoon, Steve Lang, by the way. Scuba Steve.
There he is, Dylan. Get him, get him. Nice chunky Lake Michigan coho salmon.
Nice job.
Nice job. Wow.
Another one for the grill.
Nice fish, buddy.
There
There he is,
we
another
go.
one banging.
Nope, you're up.
Inside board, inside board.
Today at Midwest Outdoors, folks, we are out on Lake Michigan out of Port of Sheboygan, fishing with Dumper Dan. Dump's hooked up, and the morning fun has begun.
But it's been a good morning
Yep,
so far.
there we go, 3 in a row.
What do you got there, Greg?
The daily triple. This one's flying.
Daily triple.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Who's netting?
I need a lift, man. There we go. Wow, is this fun, folks. Coho salmon hooked up here, 3 on at one time. Right offshore, Port of Sheboygan, 30 feet of water, just action-packed.
This one's getting close.
I'm coming. Come here. Take one step back for me.
Okay.
Passing up the
Pass the
boat.
boot. Nope.
Yep. Come on.
We got that one.
Yeah.
Woo.
That one's out.
Here we go. Nice job. Wow.
That's the kind of action you can get right there, though, boy. One pass, what did we put? We had triple and
Yep.
fish right before it, so we went 4 for 4 right there. That's pretty exciting.
just coming into the pass right in here in the Port of Sheboygan, right outside the harbor. You can see the mud water goes to the green water, out to the clear water. There's a ton of bait fish in here right now, and that's why these coho are in here. They're on a feeding frenzy.
That coho bite basically starts your season every year, right?
It does, and
It's
the month of May is the time to be here for them fish. I mean, the whole entire month of May is just fantastic for coho salmon. And the last 5 or 6 years, Greg, with the mild winters we had, lack of snow, warmer temperatures, these fish are coming earlier every year. So you want to be out here definitely the whole month of May. Sideboard.
Hey, there's board to double.
I'll tell you what, when you're fishing these fast action coho salmon, you need a great crew out here to be on it. We have 2 first mates running around here today. They're world-class fishermen. They're on the rods. They're getting the baits in the water as quick as possible to keep us on fish and keep the fish coming in the boat.
That one's on there. You feel that, Six?
That one's on there.
I don't want any
Definitely
excuses.
on there.
There you go. There we go.
Double!
Grab
Dumper
that
Dan
one.
Daily double.
Zach, where are you?
Jump in there, Zach.
Hurry, Dylan. Hand the rod off
There you are.
quick.
Hey, Downer,
Oh, I got that rod right
If
behind
it's
you.
double, it's triple.
Alex, let me know if you want the other net.
Oh,
I'm
three of them
guessing
right-
so. Yeah, grab it. I got it. Nice coming up.
Here comes the first one. Wow. What action, guys.
Look what we got, long rods.
Oh, that happens. That happens. Here comes number 3.
Get your head up.
Pull him right
got
down.
Got him.
Coming in.
Wow.
So we put out a pretty big spread. We usually run anywhere between 9 and 12 rods. Every angler can have 3 baits per person. We try to do that so we can maximize our baits, so that way everyone can get a turn on the rods. They all take turns, switch off, try to make it the best they can for everybody.
There you go, Greg.
Yeah.
Reel in with a grill.
Grass
Double
note,
header.
doubled up.
Daily double. Yeah, I got mine, Jonesy.
A big one.
Wow.
Reach. I got him.
Yeah, but
There you go, buddy.
doubled up. The Dumper Dan Daily Double.
You got it, buddy.
These fish, though, they eat alewives, don't they?
They eat, yeah, bait fish here is alewife shad right out of the Sheboygan Harbor, but there's there is another
Oh.
one banging on outside diver.
Yeah,
But
Zach,
they're
jump
in
on
here thick as cordwood right
Yep,
now,
yep.
and there's coho everywhere eating these bait fish, and that's
Yep.
why we're catching them the way we are. Month of May, you gotta get out here. This is just awesome fishing. Another chunky coho salmon,
in between
Zach.
you guys.
Nice
Get 'em,
one. Get
Zach.
in there, Dylan. Scoop them up.
All right, buddy, take a couple steps back for me.
You guys want me to net them?
Up. Nope.
Nice. How many boats are you running now?
6 of them. All Baja 30-foot sport fishing model style charter boats. Nice big back decks on it like you see. They're cranking one in right now.
Yep.
We have all the gear, everything. We
Yep.
run anywhere from 10 to 20 lines at one time, depending on how many customers we have on board.
That's one of the great things, folks. You know, it's really, you know, you just show up and go fishing.
Yep.
You got your clothes with you, but they got everything you need. It's
Turnkey
really easy.
operation.
And once you get here, Dump's got the lodging right there along the river.
Absolutely. You're 50 feet from your condo door to the back deck of one of our
Yeah,
charter
and
boats.
a cup of coffee in between there.
And the coffee in the store. Absolutely, for the eye opener.
Yeah.
Center rigger.
A double on that side. I got this one.
Get over the seat.
Oh, that one got, no, he's on there. He, oh,
No, that's what's
Zach's got one. That
I got
one's
one.
a triple.
Oh, I think. Oh, that one.
Alrighty, players have returned. So have I, obviously. Let's play some 10 ball. Another race to 4. Good afternoon, B. How have you been? As well as Tracy Lore. Cheering on Kee. Here, fishy, 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 fishy. Ten ball rules. Let me put it up there for you. No 10 ball on the break, no matter what. It is spotted, and the breaker continues to shoot. No re-rack. Any combination or carom on the 10 ball is not a win. Excuse me. 10 ball is spotted. Player continues to shoot. 10 ball must be the last ball pocketed no matter what. If this set goes 3-3, like it should have last night, we're going to go to a shootout. Let me get rid of those rules quick. If we go to a shootout, each player will get 3 shots. 3 innings, I should say. I'm going to start in that box on the right-hand side of the table, pocket the 10 in the upper left, back to the left, and then back to the right again. If after 3 innings, one player has made more than the other, obviously that person is declared the winner. If it is tied, 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, whatever the case may be, we're then going to go sudden death. Each player will get 1 inning at a time. The first person basically to blink and miss. What a great shot. What a great shot by Kee Vang. Jacked up over that ball all the way full table, and to make that pretty tough. So if player 1, say each player has made 5 or 6 or whatever, player 1 makes the next one, player 2 always has the opportunity to match them. Same with the misses. If player A misses the first one, player B makes it, the match is over. Still has yet to happen on the stream. Old school, no. No matches tonight. As soon as Kee shoots this shot, here's what the schedule looks like. Tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Still didn't verify that. Tomorrow at 3 o'clock is Jordan Olson and Dan Vogel. Then at 6:30 is Marshall Williams and Tom Lemire. So you got 2 matches tomorrow night. Busy. All right, really good shot by Bob to get on that 5 ball. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Bob actually got away with one there. That could have ended up right in front of that pocket, but now it is off the rail. So let's zoom in a little bit closer. Yeah, the 6 is off the rail. So Kee does have the opportunity to bank this past the 10. So it sounds like Marshall and Tom Lemire are going to be wearing tuxedos tomorrow. Okay. You wear whatever you want as long as you got clothes on. I don't care. This miss, I think, is going to cost Bob Schingen this game. No apologies necessary, Fred. If it wasn't for you out making salsa, I wouldn't have a pantry full of happiness at home. I just had some more on my eggs again a couple of days ago. Whew. There is nothing better on scrambled eggs than Fred's salsa. One to nothing in favor of Kee. Let's talk about Brent Lucas. Haven't done that in a little while. Brent works for Midstate Amusement Games, which is a full-service operator serving the Fox Valley and all of southeast Wisconsin. They supply, install, and service all types of gaming equipment to increase locations' profits. Also, if you've not been out there, in Pipe, I believe it, on the east side of Lake Winnebago, right off of Highway 151, Brent opened a bar called Luke's Tap. Had a couple of tournaments out there. He's got 2 diamond tables. The place is gorgeous. So if you get an opportunity and you're in that area, stop in and say hello to Brent. And as always, thank you for your support, sponsors, all sponsors. I actually have a new sponsor. Contacted me last night, and I'll be talking about him more in the upcoming days. You'll find out who he is. $324 courts in 7 weeks, going for 1,000 this year. Woo, man! I hope you make it, Fred. Bob does not seem as comfortable at the table since, I don't know, game 4, game 5 of the first set in 8-ball. He just seems like he's a little bit out of sorts. The only thing Bob did not want to do was push that 10 ball right in front of the 3. This rack was really open prior to that. Now it just made this rack a lot more difficult. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Overcut. All right. Safety for Key. Successfully. I have no idea how that hit absolutely no balls whatsoever. Giving ball in hand to Key. Bob's getting himself into a little bit of trouble here. Not the greatest angle on this 4-ball, but doable. Probably going to have to run into the 5 ball. Or scoop between the 5 and the 7, which is not easy. Yep. But now he really doesn't have much of a shot. He can attempt the 5-9, but it is very off angle. Not easy. This is not going to work out in his favor either. Great opportunity for Bob to tie this 10-ball setup at 1 apiece. And much needed. There's really not much trouble at all in this rack. It's a matter of where this 5 and cue ball end up on this shot. Even if it goes in, that's okay. Might be a little bit tricky getting from the 6 to the 8. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You got more on that than what he had anticipated. I think I would be playing safe if I were Bob. You do not want to attempt to cut this 8-ball in, leave it hanging, and really have no shape on the 9-ball anyway. I would just try to duck behind that 10-ball. Just like so. Well done. Good play. Good attempt. Very good attempt. But leaving Bob straight in on this 8-ball. Make sure you pocket it. Take what the table gives you on the 9. Actually, it's a perfect angle. He just put himself in a really bad spot. It looks simple, right? But I think he's going to have to jack up on this 9-ball to pull it back for the 10. I mean, it's doable, don't get me wrong, but he could have just played a stop shot on that 8-ball and left himself with the perfect angle to get back to the 10. Now he's got a tester. And could not have hit it any better. Down it goes. 1-1. Well, I have no idea what that is, but that's not what I was looking for. All right. Miss on the ball on the 2 ball. Not leaving Kee with much to shoot at all, though. Uh-oh. 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 He's going to get behind the 9. Sure did. Okay. Successful save by Kee. Making Bob have to kick at this 3 ball. Tight match so far. So I think what Kee is looking at right now is, I mean, it's pretty easy shape on the 5 ball, but the angle that he needs to get from the 5 to the 7. Uh-oh. 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 Oh, boy. Now Kee hooked himself. Jeez. Tough third rack. Good hit. And Bob can see the full ball of the 5, but I don't believe he can cut this in. I think he's going to have to bank this and try to draw into the 7. Not an easy shot. Good attempt. And gets fortunate. Good hit. Oh, and is he going to get it back? He sure did. This is a cat and mouse game here. I'll give you a different view. He cannot see enough of this 5 ball to pocket it in the corner. All right, this is pretty much the first open shot that Kee has had on this 5. Anybody has had on this 5 ball in quite some time. So somebody's going to have to take advantage of it now. Makes it, but no shot on the 7. Probably going to have to play a 7-10 combo. Now remember, the 10 is going to have to come back up. If it goes in, of course. Did you call the 10? You didn't. Okay. 10 was not called. I'm very surprised at that. Very surprised at that. He did not call it. That would have been the right thing to do. Drew that just a little bit too far. Or a lot too far. He knew he missed it immediately. You may not have seen it on your screen, but he put his head down as soon as he hit it. Old school, yes. Soon as this is a good shot, a really good shot. All right, for a 2-1 lead, makes it. Old school, this will answer your question. We are in the final 16, so whoever wins this match is guaranteed $575. And it increases quite a bit over the next several matches, or rounds, I should say, quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. Just the next match alone is worth, let's see, $1,925, if I'm doing that math correct. And, of course, $8,400 for first place. So pretty significant changes from here. All right, Kee Vang up 2-1. Yeah, and it's people don't realize too that in order to win that $8,000, it only takes winning 6 matches. Wow, look at this break. Makes the 1, 3, I think he can cut this. It's a very thin cut, but it doesn't look like it on your screen at home probably, but it is. Oh boy, that looks a lot tougher than. It doesn't look as bad here. Got away with it. All right. Looks like Bob is going vertical. To no avail. Eee. Not really the draw he was looking for. He's still okay, but not the draw he was looking for. Left himself pretty steep on this. Should be okay as long as he gets it around that 9 ball. Nope, overcuts. Oh boy. Yikes. Another opportunity for Bob. Although not an easy one because this cue ball is froze to the end rail. So I don't even know if he can go rail first and get around that 7 ball. I think so. Yeah, I think he's going to go rail first. Beautifully done. That's a great shot. That is well done by Bob. And very necessary at this point. So just pocket the 6 and float towards the middle of the table. Ooh, don't get behind that 9 ball. Don't. All right, he's all right. Oh, he does it again. Does it again. Lets up on the stroke just a little bit and causes just a little bit of a skid and hits it a little bit too thick. 7 ball hits the rail and it dies right in the jaws of the pocket. This is not simple for Kee, but should be doable. That thing is deep in the pocket. That miss on the 7 ball, and actually, had he made the 7, Look at where he would. Look at what he would have had on the 8-ball anyway. You know, he would have been jumping, and if he made it, may not even get shape on the 9-ball. So we'll see how this turns out. But it was definitely within the grasp of Bob. Good shot by Kee. So he's got two options. He can actually draw back and play the 10 in the side, or he can force it over and play the 10 down in the Vincent Didio Memorial pocket. Woo! That one almost didn't go in. All right, straight in for the 3-1 lead and on the hill for the match. No way. Are you kidding me? What an opportunity for Bob. Oh, no. Overcuts it and gives it right back to Kee. All right. On the hill and breaking. What a match this has been. Yep. Old school, no doubt. Yeah, Bob's not staying down on much of any of his shots in rotation. And if you look at the score, it's basically 8-1 in rotation right now. That is not a confidence builder for Bob. Yeah, this should be 2-2 right now. But Bob's still in it. Plenty of time. But he has to win the next two. Miscues on the break. Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. That doesn't help Kee either. Well, it may end up helping Kee because even though Bob made the 6-ball and the 8-ball on the break, he has no shot at the 1. you, you can't tell me there isn't pressure on. Ooh, he actually, I think, could have made it. He actually hit that thick enough, but ended up in a perfect spot. And he took the kick away from Kee as well. Let me see if we can zoom in a little bit closer. He is actually too close to that 9 ball. So he called it down in the corner. Good hit. Old school, there's no doubt about it. That's the best thing. One of the best things about this stream is the fact that this is great experience for these guys. You know, at a 499 level, if you want to elevate your game, you put yourself in pressure situations. This is, for amateur pool, in my opinion, the ultimate pressure situation. It doesn't happen very often that they're playing for $8,000. So it's good exposure. It's good to go back and look at where the mistakes were made, and hopefully they can learn from it and correct. So everybody becomes a better player. You look at professional golfers, and I make the analogy all the time. This is not good shape. He overran the 3 ball. So now he's going to have to play a 3-9 combo or attempt a safe. But if you look at professional golfers, they're videotaping their swing all the time, constantly, on mechanics. It's the best thing you can do for your pool game. Videotape it, whatever it takes. If you're at home, use your phone or have somebody else record it, whatever. If you don't have the ability to make changes in your mechanics, you will never make changes in the outcome of your game, ever. Oh, jeez. No, I don't think anybody's seen that coming. Almost a timing shot. Okay. My opinion, this is, and it's not too difficult, but this is the hardest shot. From the 3 to the 4 is going to determine the rest of this rack. If he can get straight on the 4, it's a stop shot to the 5, stop shot to the 6, stop shot to the 7. He's in good position here. Left himself a little bit close to the rail, but definitely doable. Oh, no. Oh, jeepers. .410 combo probably coming up. Now. It's one of those reasons where, or one of the times that, as the referee or whatever you want to call me, I don't want the player, because it made a very significant, I guess not. Doesn't matter. But that spot could have had an effect on the outcome of this match. It was very, very close to being frozen. If it could have gone any further ahead on the spot, it would have been froze to the 4. All right, 3 balls for $575 for Kee Vang in advancing to the quarterfinals. Not yet, Al. Just for the shootout. Although that would have been a good reason. What probably would have ended up happening is it would have slipped out of my hands and then moved the 10 ball. You've got to be kidding me. Wow. Bob does have the option to have Kee shoot this shot if he would like. I'm thinking he's not. What a turn of events again. So now, we'll talk about it after this. This 10 ball to extend the match. The pressure. The pressure. I'm telling you, it's the pressure. Wow. I did not expect that the way that Bob started out this match. All right, folks, that is going to wrap it up in a very peculiar fashion. I'm a little bit surprised at that. It didn't seem like Bob took a ton of time on that 8 ball, but there's other misses happen along the way, so that definitely plays into it. But in rotation, it ended up being 9-1 in favor of Kee. So that's pretty spectacular. So in good fashion, players are talking about the match. Good sportsmanship as always. Sorry to see Bob Schingen go, but congratulations to Kee Vang. Remember, tomorrow, if you're not busy, stop on by around 3 o'clock-ish. I still think it's 3 o'clock, but you'll see. Jordan Olson, Dan Vogel, also the final 16. Immediately following that match, well, unless there's hopefully a little bit time in between, 6:30 might end up being 7 o'clock or 7:30, depending on how long the match takes. We've got apparently wearing tuxedos, Marshall Williams and Tom Lemire. And then that is going to wrap up the first 6 of this final 16 matches. So, with that being said, thank you to all the sponsors. I am going to hurry up and go out and chat with the players. Thank you to everybody, sponsors, viewers, the staff here at the Varsity Club. Appreciate your time. We will see you again tomorrow afternoon. And do your best to stay dry out there. Have a good night, everybody.